At the beginning of the meeting, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif expressed gratitude to President Shavkat Mirziyoyev for the warm and cordial welcome. The heads of state acknowledged the dynamic development of multifaceted cooperation in recent years. In 2024, trade turnover exceeded $400 million and the number of joint enterprises reached 130. Businesses opened trade houses in Karachi and Tashkent, while airlines resumed direct flights between Tashkent and Lahore. The government organized the Intergovernmental Commission meeting, business forums, and Uzbekistan's National Industrial Exhibition. They emphasized the importance of implementing coordinated measures to increase trade volumes $2 billion based on the adoption of roadmap. Officials prioritized expanding the range of goods under the preferential trade agreement, simplifying phytosanitary and quarantine requirements, streamlining customs procedures, aligning standards, integrating electronic trading platforms, ensuring procurement system access, and improving interbank settlement mechanisms. Leading companies outlined plans to implement cooperation projects in pharmaceuticals, electrical engineering, agriculture, agricultural machinery, geology and mineral resources, textiles, leather and other industries. To strengthen business and cultural ties between the regions, the President of Uzbekistan proposed organizing a forum of regions in Uzbekistan. The leaders of Uzbekistan and Pakistan specifically discussed enhancing transport connectivity and utilizing transit potential. They noted that cargo transportation through the multimodal corridor Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Pakistan had increased fivefold in recent years. To further boost cargo turnover, both sides agreed to establish a joint transport and logistics company. They also stressed the need for coordinated efforts to advance the Trans-Afghanistan Railroad construction project. The government planned to hold the next Intergovernmental Commission meeting in July this year in Lahore. Both sides supported expanding cultural, humanitarian and tourism exchanges, agreeing to organize cultural weeks and tourism program presentations. The leaders exchanged views on international and regional issues and underscored the importance of mutual support within the United Nations, Non-Aligned Movement, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, SCO, and other multilateral platforms. President and Prime Minister called for joint efforts to combat terrorism, radicalism, Islamophobia, and other security challenges. To explore new areas of comprehensive cooperation, they agreed to establish the Supreme Council of Strategic Partnership and hold its first meeting next year. As a result of the summit talks, they decided to develop and approve joint roadmap for the timely implementation of agreements. Following the talks, President Shavkat Mirziyoyev and Prime Minister of Pakistan Shehbaz Sharif signed a joint declaration and protocol on the establishment of bilateral strategic partnership council at the biggest level, aimed at further developing and strengthening Uzbek-Pakistani relations of multifaceted cooperation. The following documents signed during the visit were exchanged in the presence of the two leaders: Agreement on Cooperation in Science, Technology and Innovations, Agreement on Visa-Free Travels of Holders of Diplomatic Passports, Agreements on Cooperation between Ministries of Interior, Agreement on Cooperation in Vocational Education, Agreement on Cooperation in Youth Policy, Agreement on Cooperation between National Information Agencies, Cooperation Agreements and Arrangements between Diplomatic Academies, the cities of Tashkent and Lahore, and other documents. At the meeting with media, President Shavkat Mirziyoyev and Prime Minister of Pakistan Shehbaz Sharif shared their assessments of the talks. Uzbek leader emphasized that the visit opens a new page in the Uzbek-Pakistani strategic partnership. The President of Uzbekistan highly appreciated the dynamic development of bilateral cooperation in recent years. The volume of trade turnover has exceeded $400 million. 130 joint ventures have been established. Trade houses have been opened in Karachi and Tashkent. Air flights between Tashkent and Lahore have been resumed. The Intergovernmental Commission has been working effectively, and political consultations, a number of business events and industrial exhibition of Uzbekistan have been fruitful. Uzbekistan and Pakistan have identified new opportunities for cooperation and agreement to establish the Supreme Council of Strategic Partnership. Key discussions focused on boosting trade, strengthening industrial ties, improving transport connectivity, and creating a business-friendly environment. Both sides emphasized the importance of joint projects projects in pharmaceuticals, agriculture, mining, textiles, and other industries with an eye on exports to third markets. They also pledged continued cooperation within global and regional organizations such as the UN, OIC, and SCO, and reaffirmed their shared stance on Afghanistan and Palestinian issue. Security cooperation will expand to combat terrorism, organized crime, and drug trafficking. Additionally, both nations will enhance cultural, humanitarian, and tourism exchanges, including festivals and the Umrah Plus program. To ensure effective implementation of these agreements, the governments will develop roadmap.
Xonimlar va janoblar, O'zbekiston Respublikasi Prezidenti Shavkat Mirziyoyev janobi oliylari hamda Pokiston bosh vaziri Shehbaz Sharif janobi oliylari.
President Shavkat Mirziyoyev and Prime Minister of Pakistan Shehbaz Sharif participated in the Uzbek-Pakistani Business Forum. About 300 executives and representatives of leading companies of the two countries attended the event. Al Rafiq Enterprises, Mehran Dates Products, Brighto Chemicals, Transfer Power Industries, FWO, Pakistan Mobile, TCS, and many others represented Pakistani business. In his speech, the president emphasized that talks covered the further expansion of multifaceted partnerships in detail, outlining major plans and tasks. Uzbekistan and Pakistan agreed to establish the Supreme Council of Strategic Partnership. They identified trade and economic cooperation as the driving force for bilateral relations. Last year, the trade turnover exceeded $400 million and 130 enterprises operated between the two countries. Uzbekistan became Pakistan's largest trade partner in Central Asia. In recent years, both sides actively created favorable conditions for business, resumed air communication with Lahore, and planned to increase flights and expand their reach. They also organized business forums and industrial exhibitions while establishing trade houses in Karachi and Tashkent. Uzbek-Pakistani cooperation continues to grow with new projects. Businesses such as Pakmeri, Diamond Group, Silkway, Jazz Farm, Jerbian, and NLS are implementing joint initiatives. The president proposed several measures to further expand bilateral cooperation, including holding regular business events with broad participation at least twice a year in both countries. Given the geographical proximity, both sides emphasized the need to significantly increase trade turnover by expanding the range of goods under the current preferential trade agreement, simplifying phytosanitary quarantine and customs procedures, and improving interbank settlement mechanisms. They also prioritized integrating electronic trading platforms. Transportation and logistics cooperation is also expanding. In recent years, cargo transportation between the countries increased fivefold. To strengthen this sector, Uzbekistan and Pakistan plan to establish a joint transportation and logistics company.
Shehbaz Sharif janobi oliylariga.
The leaders welcomed the start of construction on a railroad connecting China with Central Asia, which could eventually lead to Pakistan's ports significantly boosting trade and investment. The acceleration development of industrial cooperation aligns with both countries' strategic interests. They are working on projects in pharmaceuticals, agriculture, geology, mining, electrical engineering, textile, leather, and other industries. Both leaders stressed the importance of leveraging interregional cooperation, encouraging mutual visits of regional heads alongside business missions. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev and Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif participated in the Uzbek-Pakistani Business Forum, where around 300 business leaders from both countries gathered to discuss new opportunities.